Canada Tower, Delta 49 Heavy, I left to left.
Delta 49 Heavy, Canada Tower, flying Airbus 330, cross point turbulence, and 250 at 9er, runway 22 left for the line.
Hello and welcome to the first ever Let's Play series on the channel. My name is Visitor14 and today we are playing SkyHaven. SkyHaven is a tycoon game. Absolutely love tycoon games, and in this Let's Play series we are going to be building and managing our own airport all the way from 1916, the birth of flight, small single engine prop planes, all the way up to the 2000s and the big jumbo jets that we know today. Now I love tycoon games, I love airports, I love flying. I've been to airports, Edinburgh, Glasgow, I've been to Singapore, been to Melbourne, to Brisbane, to Abu Dhabi, Dubai, London Heathrow, London Gatwick. Although, to be fair, calling Gatwick London is pushing the boat a little bit. Anyway, enough nattering, let's get into the content. So we're going to start a new game. I've heard from other content creators that the tutorial is not great, so we're going to skip it. We could pick a starter airport if we'd like, but to be honest, if I'm going to screw this up, I'd much rather do it myself. And we're going to start from the beginning, 1916, with the default budget of $25,000 and a daily history duration of 2 years. The beginning. The first step into the sky. People around the world are looking for ways to use new elements for the benefit of mankind. Mail and express flight have never been delivered so fast. Brave travellers and eccentric people are trying out this new way of travel as well. Nonetheless, aircraft are unlikely to compete with the ships and trains, and the features of this era is we have small propeller planes, we have many mail and cargo flights, and we have a small number of passenger flights with rich travellers. So let's get going. So this is us, this is our little slice of heaven that we have to build an airport on. It's not a huge amount of space, but it will do for the time being. We do have the option later in the game to purchase additional land to expand our airport. But as we can see, it is pretty pricey. So it's not going to be something that we pick up immediately. Let's have a quick tour of the UI. So down here is we have the time of day, and the current time. The time, or the part of day rather, is important because we have restrictions on how many aircraft we can handle at different times of the day. We have the current year, we have our speed options. Here are the buttons where we can build our facilities, our ramps and our runways, our taxiways and roads. We have the option for some terrain decoration. We can do trees, we can do rocks, we can do hedges. We'll maybe get around to them. And then of course we have the option to bulldoze. Over here is we have some other options, as we can take a loan if we'd like. Interest rates are sky high. But we can have research to reduce the interest rates. We have our cargo management, where we can have cargo delivered to the airport. We can either have one-off deliveries, which are a bit expensive, or we can have scheduled deliveries throughout the day. And later on is we have the option to unlock express cargo. It has a higher margin on it, but it has to be delivered a lot faster. And this graph will show us our cargo usage throughout the day. Here's our operation where if we had any cargo stations, they would appear here, but we don't, so they aren't. Same over here for fuel management, is we have the ability to bring in fuel from a number of different companies rather. All we have is instant delivery for the time being, but we will unlock the take or pay and flexible contracts as we go. Reports we're not going to pay too much attention to for the time being because we haven't unlocked these contract types. And once again, we have no facilities, but if they did, they'd be here. We have the schedule window. So to begin with is we will have to rely on on-demand flights, and there's a fair amount of RNG involved in this, whereas scheduled flights is pretty much guaranteed income. The contract window, where we negotiate the scheduled flights, research, and then the daily report. We have a visual representation of our cargo and our fuel levels, and we can click to open the contract window again. Up the top is we have the option to see aircraft that are arriving but are on hold. Maybe there's not enough taxiways available to get to the stand. Maybe we're at capacity for aircraft. We have our money, we have our research points, we have passengers in the airport, we have airplanes in the airport, and notice that there is a limit here, so we can handle 10 at any given time, and then the number of operations allowed per one takeoff and landing slot. And we have our frames per second. So let's get started. And we absolutely need to have a runway. So let's tuck this into, yeah, okay, cool, right. Let's tuck this into this corner here and we can build around it. And we will get our runway exits. And then we will build our taxiways. I'm going to build this all the way to the bottom because we're going to start at the bottom and build our way up. But actually I want to leave a little bit of space for a road. Now don't know about you, but every airport I've ever been to has multiple taxiways on and off the runway. And it just means that we have the there's multiple ways for aircraft to get on and off our runway. And then I'm going to add a third. And this is where our ramps will connect to. So we have our, essentially, here's our taxiway for on and off the runway. And then we have these two for aircraft to navigate to their grass ramps. Now we have a maximum capacity of 10 aircraft at any given time at the moment, so that's how many ramps we're going to build. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then let's connect them up. And for the time being, I'm going to bring that to the top. Just so we have a way in and out. And each of these is going to be connected to the taxiway behind it. Oops, that's not quite how I wanted that. Now, I must admit, I am absolutely somebody that likes their symmetry. That's going to cause a problem, isn't it? Alright, for the sake of efficiency, I will deal with the lack of symmetry. Okay, and that should allow our aircraft on and off the ramp without too many issues. And then we're going to build this road up because this is how our vehicles are going to reach. Alright, lovely. And this will get us started. Okie doke, so we have our ramps down. It's time to deal with our basic administration buildings and facilities. So I think what I'm going to do is right, we'll put the road there. We're then going to put our airport administration here. This will allow us to hire clerks, which allows us to get on with our research. However, for now, we're not going to hire any clerks. I want to make sure we have enough funds to put the rest of our buildings down and make sure they're appropriately staffed. We have cargo storage. And then we're going to have fuel. Perfect. Now, it is highly unlikely that we're going to have all 10 stands occupied at once. So we have 5 vehicles here, and we're going to press link to all available ramps, and that will link it to all 10 that we have available. And essentially it's 2 ramps per vehicle. And we're going to do the same with our fuel cars. Has a capacity of 750 litres, which again we're not going to need all of that to begin with, but it will. It's going to get us going. Alrighty. Okay, so I think that's enough fiddling around. Let's add a little bit more fuel. Right, and let's get started then. Our airport is open, and we have our first flight. Cool, and the first thing we're going to go for is air traffic control. This will allow us to increase the number of aircraft we can handle at any given time up to a maximum of 20, which means that we can expand the airport when we need to. And we're going to land as many aircraft as we can. Can't take passengers at the moment, we don't have luggage or boarding, disembarking capabilities, and we don't have flight check. Let's get you guys down, and that's it, our first aircraft are arriving. Oh, this is nice, and our vehicles are doing exactly what we need them to do. Need to keep an eye on our fuel. Some of these are thirsty planes, but now that we have a little bit more money, we can bring in a little bit more fuel. And you know what? Probably worth bringing in a little bit more cargo. We don't need 58, but we'll take 30 units for now. Alright, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Right, and we're about to take the cargo delivery. And whilst I'm here, I'm going to add some more clerks, and that will increase our research speed. The more clerks we have, the faster we'll do research, which will become more important as we move through the eras as the research cost gets higher. Let's grab some more fuel. Alrighty, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. And there we go. We've moved into our afternoon period. The number of aircraft we can have has been increased to 20. It doesn't really matter when we've only got 10 stands, but we will be seeking to increase that to 20 relatively soon, as soon as we've unlocked scheduling. Time for some more cargo. Alright, we are at risk of running out of cargo. Hopefully we get our delivery before we start being at risk of running out. And there we go, we've had our cargo delivery, lovely. That'll keep us going. And ultimately what my goal is here is to have maybe 15 ramps here, 15 ramps here, and we'll put a second grass runway on this side, and then we'll designate one for landing and one for takeoff. And that should hopefully keep the cargo operation moving quite smoothly. And what we'll do is, when it comes to passenger services, we'll maybe seek to purchase this land maybe about this land, so that we can then put runways up and down that side. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Don't want to make too many concrete plans right now, because you know what they say about the best laid plans. Time for another fuel delivery, I think. And that'll take us back to almost max capacity. Lovely, we have air traffic control. The next priority on my list is flight scheduling. We're not going to get that done today, unfortunately. Right, I should be able to fit these two in, maybe. Cool, we've had our fuel delivery, lovely. And we're doing okay money-wise. We're up to about 8,000. Let's add. Right, let's maximise the clerks. And we're now down to 2 hours. I still don't think we're going to get this completed before we shut up shop for the day. Oh. Can't take you. You're paying more and I can fit you in. And you know what, I'm hoping that by the time they land we've had a cargo delivery. Yep, perfect. That was well timed. That's a nice little 940. Now, I wonder what would happen if we put extra. Oh, we can't because that's already there. But we do have our air traffic control tower, which I'm going to drop there. Right, and we've gone from a maximum of 5 in the morning to 10. We can do 10 to 20 in the day, and then 5 to 10 in the evening. Alrighty, and that's us at 7 o'clock, so we are now into evening operations. This is typically our night flight slot, but as we haven't unlocked the technology just yet, we don't have any night flights to worry about. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend this time, maybe not tonight, maybe tomorrow night, but we're going to spend this time upgrading our airport, moving things around, doing all the general admin. And we're going to wait until the final plane has departed, all of our vehicles have returned, and then this button will turn green and it will just fast forward us straight to the start of business tomorrow. Just like so. Our daily report. It looks worse than it is because we did have a lot of construction on our first day. But hopefully those numbers start to look a little bit healthier, you know, whenever we don't spend a fortune buying things. First thing in the morning and we already have our first flight. Fantastic. So something that I'm quite curious is to see whether or not stacking aircraft control towers will increase our allowances. It doesn't look like it. Okay. Okay, so we'll delete that. Bring some fuel in. Let's bring our capacity in. Full capacity. And we have unlocked flight scheduling. Fantastic. Right. Excuse me. Okay, let's look at bigger fuel and bigger cargo buildings. Right, we are now desperately needing our fuel delivery. Still going to bring planes down because I can see it is on its way. There it's there. There we go, and we're back to full capacity. We are, however, going to need cargo. So we have that coming in, that's lovely. It is going to take 30 seconds to get here. So we are not going to accept any more planes for the time being, because if we accept them and we can't get them out in a timely manner, we do lose money, which is unfortunate. Cool, we can bring you down now. Right, so today I want to gain as much money as we can, because I'd like to add, tonight I'd like to add another couple of ramps so that we can get some scheduled flights in, and that is going to require some additional buildings. With any luck, the way that our research is going, we might be able to drop down our larger buildings, which doesn't really add any vehicles to our fleet, but it does increase our capacity for cargo and fuel, which is never a bad thing. And we can start looking at scheduling cargo deliveries. Cool, so let's check out. Let's do our cargo warehouse. 3 hours, 8 minutes. Plenty time. And we can see here's our large fuel barrel stock. Its capacity is 800 compared to 8,000 compared to 5,000. As a maximum of 8 parking slots versus 4. And to be honest, it's actually not that much more expensive, so we'll probably look at getting that done this evening. And we might be able to fit 3 ramps in there. That would be nice. However, if need be, we'll just remove that taxiway and extend it up. Or at least that's the plan anyway. Let's look at getting some more fuel. That's maybe a bit much. Oh, come on, where are those high fuel flights? Of course, I've literally just taken a delivery and now they appear. Isn't that just the way? So we've got 10 there, we'll add another 3. So we could, I think we could have one of each of the larger terminals, or each of the larger buildings, and have them deal with all 13 ramps. We should be okay. Right, reinforced loading docks, lovely. Right, what do we want next? Base hospitality is going to take 6 hours 47 minutes. That's essentially what unlocks our passenger travel. Because we could do 10 and 10. I might put personnel. We're probably going to have to get to this at some point, but typically these are providing boosts and speed ups on the facilities themselves. Construction, we will need to go through this tree as planes get bigger and larger, but we don't need to worry about it too much for now. The next building I really want is the airport management building. This will allow us to hire another 24 clerks, thus further increasing our research speed. Alright, but what do we do in the meantime is let's look at passenger services. Actually, no, let's look at larger vehicles. I'm probably not going to get it done before the end of the day, but that's okay. And now that we have the larger cargo warehouse, we don't have the option to select the smaller one. But it does have a capacity of 300, so significantly better than what we already have. Still only has 5 cargo slots, parking slots. So we might need to do 2 of these for every one of them. Just to make sure that we can still service all of our ramps in a timely manner. Let's bring... do you know what, let's bring another one of them in. And let's get some cargo. Alrighty, we're doing okay. We are now into our evening. Our flight capacity is still at 20. Lovely, just lovely. Alright, we're ticking along nicely. So yeah, what I think I might do is I might put another 10 ramps down here, and then put in the second runway. And it'll just mean that hopefully things will move a little bit, you know, will continue to move smoothly. And it'll leave us space for another maybe 5 up here to expand. Alright, yeah, we're doing nicely. Still can't take you, but look at how much that is worth. We also need catering. We will get there. We're going to do okay. Are we going to get any more this evening? I'm going to hover over the pause button because once it hits 7 o'clock in the evening, the options disappear completely. Okay. Right, let's try and squeeze in the last few flights of the evening. We'll do our expansion, add our buildings, we'll fill the capacities, and then we'll call it a night. And there we go. 7 AM or 7 PM, and that's us done for the day. Right, let's start expansion. Let's fit a third in. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and that is essentially our maximum capacity for any given day. At least for the time being, until we research and get better air traffic control. And I am going to replicate this on this side. Yes, evenly spaced. And let's look at our third runway, or second runway rather. Now I want 2 squares between. Alright. Right, let's join you all up. Okay, lovely. Now, we left a little bit of space down here earlier, and this is essentially why. So we can link these together. And that will do for now. Now, we are starting to run low on funds. However, let's get into scheduling for tomorrow. So let's look at our contracts. We have Aircraft, Transport and Travel, and the Royal Aviation Company. So Royal Aviation is entirely passenger based, so we're going to ignore them for the time being. We can, however, get these flights in. Now we can fit 4 in a day period per ramp. So we'll take them all. We'll take the lot. And why does this start counting at 7? Aha, right. It's because number 1's up here. Right, let's do 10 and 9. And there is our first 4, and if you notice here, we are starting to use up flight slots. I want to try and keep this number down as low as we can, because it just alleviates stress and pressure. Let's sign that last flight. Okay. Okay, we're doing okay. Now, right, do you know what? We've added in these stands here. For the time being, let's not add any additional buildings and wait until some money comes in, because we'll need to bring in some cargo. We'll need to bring in some fuel. So let's do that now whilst we can. We only need maybe 1,000 litres of fuel. Okay, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Right. What are we waiting on? I think we're waiting on something, because I'm waiting on this button turning green. Why? There we go. And there we go, fast forward to morning. Things are looking slightly better this time. We still spent a fortune on construction, but it is to be expected. And then first thing we'll do in the morning is actually, let's designate you as arrival. In fact, no. Let's designate you as departure and you as arrival. And as we can see in the morning, these two do not have like the green triangles over them, meaning that these are like set aside for scheduled flights. And once we hit play, they should start arriving pretty quickly. Alright, that's our first 2 scheduled flights arriving. Our first on demand. We're on to a winner here, I think. And our next set of research is almost complete. 70%, 30% to go. That should be done in an hour or so. Let's bring them down. Alrighty, welcome to 1920, the dawn of airlines. Progress is always driven by dreamers. Yesterday was just an idea. Today it is a young and rapidly growing business, like mushrooms after rain. Who wrote this? Regular passenger flights, no regulation to hold back development. Sometimes what happens in the sky resembles chaos, but it is extremely interesting chaos, and also quite profitable. Features of this era is we have more travel, we have small and medium aircraft, scheduled flights, and more complex aircraft will require flight check services, essentially maintenance on the stand. But we'll get there through research. It won't take us long. And back to play. Right, let's bring in more cargo. Ooh. We'll have to do 40. Can't take you because you're passengers. Let's take some more fuel. Contracts. I don't know why it's shouting at me about contracts. Here we go. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Right. So that has unlocked some larger vehicles. Time to unlock the ramp service, meaning we can provide maintenance to aircraft, and we can start accepting those flights. All right. Alright, so we are well on our way to running in. Yeah, we are well on our way to running a successful airport so far. Everything seems to be going well. Nothing has gone horribly wrong. And you know what, I think we'll leave it there. Join us next time to deal with the next phase of expansion, so we can start taking passenger flights, maybe even schedule passenger flights. We'll see how it goes. I have been Visitor14. This has been SkyHaven. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any favourite Tycoon games, don't forget to leave a comment. I'm always on the lookout for new Tycoon games. So yeah, add any Tycoon games to the comments and we will see where we get to. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Delta 49, heavy turn right heading 310.
Right turn heading 310, Delta 49 heavy.